Semen retention has been practiced by spiritual practitioners from all around the world. Renunciation, self-control, chastity is part of knowing yourself as a spirit and not being so caught up in the bodily concept of life. One man who embraced this was Haridas Thakur, who was a famous renunciant, a saint, a monk from India. He was of Muslim descent, and because of the culture of the time, he wasn't allowed inside the temple. So I'm literally sitting on the stairs outside of a Hindu temple, just like Haridas Thakur would have sat hundreds of years ago. He was never once allowed in the temple because of the cultural differences, but he was such a realized soul that he didn't care. He was so in love with God that he just wanted to chant his names. He wanted to do his service to God. And actually, Chaitanya, who was his spiritual master, used to visit him every single day. And Chaitanya made him the Acharya, which means the leading example of mantra meditation. And so this bag that I'm holding here is all about mantra meditation. No different than the Christians who will use the rosary, or the Muslims who chant the 9 qualities of Allah, Buddhists who use mantra meditation to evoke certain qualities. You'll actually see that every religion in the world uses sound vibration to be able to elevate their energy, elevate their consciousness, and get closer to God. In this story, I want to tell you about Haridas Thakur, and as Semen retention practitioners, as men practicing chastity and transmutation, how we can use his example in our life. Let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Nola Duz, and I help men master their S3X energy so you can unleash your God-given abilities. Go to the link in the description below and take the free transmutation guide if you want to learn more about the practice of transmutation and why chastity and controlling your S3X energy isn't just important for your spiritual life, but for you to be effective in all areas of life. Haridas Thakur would sit in front of the temple, and he became very famous. A lot of people got to know him as a renunciant. Well, just like in today's world, there's rival sections and people want to disprove each other. There was a rival sect that said, this guy's not real. We want to disprove him. So what they did is they hired a prostitute, and they hired the prostitute and said, go seduce him. Let's show everybody he's not real. He's not a real renunciant. He's not self-controlled. So Haridas Thakur was chanting his mantras. He would chant the Maha Mantra, and he would chant it all day long, just invoking the names of God. And so the prostitute comes to see him, and she offers herself to him, and he says, yes, okay, but give me a little bit. I need to finish my mantras first. So she waited, and she sat, and he would chant the names of God continuously. All through the night he would go, until she would wake up in the morning, and she would be like, okay, now are you ready? And he'd say, yes, okay, wait 1 second. I just need to finish my mantras. Let me finish my prayers. Let me finish my devotion, and then I'll come with you. We'll have a great time. And so this went on for several days, in which finally she said, after about 3 to 4 days of trying to seduce him away from God, she said, this guy is real. He's devoted. And not only did she recognize how sincere he was, she herself became devoted to God. Now let's imagine that she represents the mind, the vices that you have, whether it's women, online content, whether it's drama, whatever it is that's seducing you, taking you away from your devotion. Let's say she represents that. And Haridas Thakur represents the soul, me and you, trying to work our way out of this material world. Notice the technique that he employs. He doesn't say no. He says, okay, I'll get to you. But first, let me get devotional. This is an interesting technique. It's something I used in my own life to give up my marijuana addiction. See, instead of saying no to marijuana, what I kept saying was, next weekend, this weekend I'll stay clean. And I just took it one day at a time till eventually I was like, you know what? I just don't want this in my life anymore. Haridas Thakur expertly defeated this woman, this seductress, and ultimately what he really defeated was his own mind, and was able to engage and transform that temptation, that lust, into stronger devotion. And that's exactly the opportunity you have every time you say, not today, I'm not watching adult content today, I'm not giving into that vice today, maybe tomorrow, but not today. Tell me what you took away from today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you can see the wisdom in what Haridas Thakur did and employ it in your life. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, make sure you get notified for the next videos, and I so appreciate you being part of the community.